Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and otherwise. I'm Lamar Haven. Welcome to Final Fantasy VI Advance. Now, you might be wondering exactly why I'm playing the Advance version as opposed to, say, the SNES or PS1 version. There's a reason for that. First of all, one of the classic Final Fantasy games and my favorite #1 Final Fantasy game of all time. You see, the reason why I'm playing the Advanced version, not SNES or PS1, is because the Advanced version, 1, has the most content, 2, has the best translation, but has some downsides. You see, while this is the improved version, the colors were always a little off because they had to brighten them a great deal to be able to see on a GBA screen, so the colors were different from the original game. Also, that music you're hearing, actually not the original music for the GBA version. The GBA version had a limited sound chip compared to the SNES. It was only 8-bit, so I couldn't do music the same way that the SNES could. However, due to some enterprising hackers and some just general cool people in the community, they managed to get the music from the SNES version into the Advanced version and improved the colors so they were back to normal. So the two downsides for the Advanced version, despite all the advantages, are gone. So now only the advantages remain. Why have two different flavors when you can just mix them together into one great flavor, am I right? So, we're going to go ahead and start our game. The ancient War of the Magi. When its flames at last receded, only the charred husk of the world remained. Even the power of magic was lost. In the 1,000 years that followed, iron, gunpowder, and steam engines took the place of magic, and life slowly returned to the barren land. Yet there now stands one who would reawaken the magic of ages past, and use its dread powers as a means by which to conquer the world. Could anyone truly be foolish enough to repeat that mistake? There's the city. Hard to believe the Esper's been found frozen there 1,000 years after the War of the Magi. Probably just another wild goose chase. I don't know. They wouldn't have let us use her unless they were confident the information was good. Ah, yes. Our witch. I hear she fried 50 of our Magitech armored soldiers in 3 minutes. Kinda makes your skin crawl, don't it? Relax. With that thing on her head, she's a mindless puppet. The girl won't even breathe unless we tell her to. We'll approach from the east. Move out! I'm just gonna get lost in the nostalgia for a second, okay? Okay. So, Magitech armor. This is the first time the concept was introduced into Final Fantasy, and it's not necessarily been like a big deal in future Final Fantasies, but then again, it only starts off as a big deal in this one. It's always been pretty cool, and I've always hoped that it came back in a more major way in future Final Fantasies, but it's not something it has. But it's a super cool concept. Armored suit that is run both by magic and technology. Usable by soldiers, grunts, and various other members of the army. The girl takes point, and don't waste your time on the riffraff. Remember what we're here for. Let's move. Alright. So, our party is Wedge, Biggs, and... question mark. The Magitech Elite. Let's go ahead and check out everything we've got right now. Right, no items, but we do have a pendant. A pendant worn by the girl who pilots the Magitech armor. No abilities on Wedge or Biggs, but our Magitech Elite does. Oops. She actually knows a spell, Cure, and Fire. That's right, she starts off with both white and black magic. Nobody else has any abilities, though. Can't equip Wedge or Biggs, but we can equip the mysterious girl. She starts with a mithril knife, a buckler, leather cap, and leather armor. Relics are a thing we don't have any of yet, so don't worry about those. Get some statuses on her. Her attack and defense are fairly high, but it seems like magic is her highest stat. Surprise, surprise, our witch is a caster. We can change the formation. I'm going to do a quick config check in case everything is good. I want auto dash on. Magic order. You can actually change what priority of magic is given in this game based on the magic order, whichever one you choose. But I like one, healing, attack, and then effect. That lets me get an end of turn with status ailments and stuff like that, but still get everything I need done before that. Quick save if you need to, but we don't. So even though I have auto dash on, that's not going to affect us just yet. The Empire's got no business here. Silver Lobo. Alright, so in our Magitech armor, we actually have various Magitech abilities. Fire Beam, Ice Beam, Thunder Beam, and Healing Force. Healing Force is a heal, as much as you might be surprised. However, our Magitech Elite Soldier has far more abilities. We'll get to those in a sec. Ooh, that's a little different from the normal victory music. Imperial Magitech armor. Not even Narsha's safe anymore. She can still use her magic from her Magitech armor. Let's see. Bioblast, Confuser, Magitech Missile, and Banisher are her extra abilities. None of these take any resources, only your turn. So feel free to use them. Bioblast. An AoE attack deals bio damage, basically. Biggs and Wedge both gain a level. I like this music. It's got a little extra bit to it. I'm going to do extra traveling around, kill as many extra enemies as I can, because we're soldiers in Magitech armor. We're pretty much invincible. But it doesn't look like anybody else wants to play. For Narsh! It's a little quiet, though. I'm gonna see if I can do something about that. Actually, I don't think I can. I think it's about as loud as I'm gonna get it. Unless, let me see. Audio. For settings. Ah, there we go. Let's bump it up to 75% audio. Okay, there we go. Much better. Aw, it didn't work. That doesn't always work. Banisher is an insta-kill move. It can take the enemy with it into that ray of light, never to be seen again. We've gotten trapped in now. And this is our introduction to pincer attacks, when we're surrounded. Anytime you attack from behind, you're getting dealt extra damage. So be careful. And AoE attacks will only affect one side at a time. So if you're using an AoE attack like this, you're not going to hit all the enemies. Also, whenever you face a certain side to attack, your character turns around, exposing their back to the other side. You can get quite tactical with pincer attacks at times. It adds an extra element of difficulty to certain events. Defend the mines! They brought Megalodoths. I'm gonna use some other beams just to show them off. High potions. Yay. According to our source, they unearthed the frozen Esper in a new mine shaft they were digging. This must be it. Tida Pro, hello. Good to see you. Ah! A save point! A strange light fills the air. You want to learn about save points? No, I can pretty much teach you everything you need to know. Which is to say, not much. At a save point, you can save or use a tent. Ta-da! Game saved. Can't go through that tiny doorway, so I guess we continue on. Oh no, it's blocked! I'll handle this. Stand back. And although I've been glossing it over, yes, Biggs and Wedge are a reference to Star Wars, as they are in pretty much most Final Fantasies. We're not handing over the Esper. Ymir, get them! In the original translation, it wasn't Biggs and Wedge, it was Vix and Wedge. Hold it. This thing is a... They must have trained it to guard the mines. What are you talking about? Do you know what this is? Ever heard of a lightning whelk? Remember, save points are save points. Exactly. It's a monster that absorbs lightning. And stores it in its shell. Right. So whatever you do, don't attack the shell. Got it. And that's your hint how to do this fight. It doesn't have many attacks beyond that, but if you actually check, you can attack the shell directly. My recommendation, never queue up more than one attack at a time. Wait. Or 2 attacks, sorry. I did 2 attacks there. Wait until their turn is over, and hopefully it's taken its turn. Ah, but anytime it makes that noise, that means it's about to hide. Alright, pressing select while in fight. It's hard to see somebody's health, like on the screen. If you press select, you get to skip to another person's active turn. See? I'm switching between Biggs and question mark. I'm gonna take this opportunity to heal up. Alright, it looks like it's waking up. Magitech Missile. It did the Fire Beam first. I guess Magitech Missile is considered a status effect? Interesting. I think it can inflict confusion or something. So it's considered an effect attack, even though it's just a really powerful attack. Alright, once again, don't attack. Later on, this is fun. It's my #1 Final Fantasy game of all time and one of my favorite games of all time, so yeah, it is really fun. This is the improved Game Boy Advance version, which I'm happy exists. As he misses! Got it. That's the end of Ymir. But now we are faced with random encounters. Gasp! I'm gonna show off what Confuser does, just because I haven't shown it yet. Any enemy you see that sort of looks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth like that, that means you have they're in the process of being confused. When the attack ends, they will almost always be confused and turning the other direction, which is the indicator for confusion in this game, which means, of course, as per usual, they will attack their allies. So, this is the Frozen Esper. This thing is giving me the creeps. Something's not right. The frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light. Where's that light coming from? Ah! What was that? Wedge? Wedge, where are you? Hey! What's going on? Can you kill the shell? It has set hit point value, yes, you could. It would take forever. And has a lot of defense. So in theory, you totally could kill the shell. Ooh my. Where am I? Oh my, and I just removed the crown. My head hurts. Easy there. This is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. It was robbing you of your thoughts, making it so you do whatever they told you. I can't remember a thing. Don't worry, it'll all come back to you. In time, that is. A mysterious young woman born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Gestalian Empire. Her name is Terra. My name is Terra. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast. You must be made of tougher stuff than most. Open up! We're here for the Magitech Armor pilot. Open this door right now and hand over that girl. She's an agent of the Empire. Empire? Magitech armor? There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. Those fools aren't going to listen to reason. This way, quickly. Not yet. First, what you want to do is go over here and obtain an elixir hidden inside his clock. Make your way out of town through the mines. I'll try and buy you some time. Unlike the SNES version, we have a baseline dash. Like, I turned auto dash on, so it's just always on. However, we don't need a special relic to be able to dash. However, that doesn't mean that relic is useless, and we'll find that out later. Up there! Uh-oh. Better run! Random encounters! But without our Magitech armor, we're in a far more vulnerable position than we were before. So, we're gonna have to use our magic. Thankfully, those enemies are weak to fire, which is the only offensive spell she knows right now. That was even a crit, too! Oh right, when those guys die, they wrench someone. Forgot about that. So that's something you're gonna have to always keep in mind when you're fighting those grease monkeys. Oh, an encounter right next to the to the save point. Ah, back attack. Just like in other Final Fantasy games, if you're attacked from behind, it changes your formation and makes it so the enemies get a free turn. Multicasting occurs when you press R or L while casting a spell that can multi-target. That's right, if you kill him with magic, he doesn't counterattack, and AoEing is enough to kill them both. So, this area should be fairly easy until you run out of magic. Now she's simply Terra the Magitech Elite. So she still retains her old title, even if she doesn't remember piloting Magitech armor. Now, as I get this chest, I want to point something out. In this game, there is a mechanic where, if you leave certain chests alone and get them much later in the game, they'll have different things in them, usually better. However, in the meantime, 1, you won't have the item that's in that chest to help you now, and 2, the items that you get later are often items that you can get anyway, at least for now. I'm going to keep an eye out for chests that might have special stuff that we want to save for later, and I'll make it a point to point those out and say save that one for later. 2 spritzers this time. Ooh, a crit. A sleeping bag. A sleeping bag is like a tent, but only for one character, I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that. Fire! Alright, let's go ahead and use her cure on herself. We are quickly running out of MP, as you might notice. I feel like I'm watching Chugga Conroy. I take that as a compliment. This is a game I know pretty well. I'm still going to be using a walkthrough just to make sure I don't miss little things, but this is a game, if I could pick a game that I've played through the most, it's probably this or Sonic 3 and Knuckles. There she is! And Sonic 3 and Knuckles might only win out by the virtue of being a much shorter game. Oopsies. Looks like they chased her into a corner. My sweet little magic user. With this slave crown, you'll be all mine. It seems we might be in her dormant memories. Good, good. Burn them all to a crisp. Soldiers of the Empire, we stand at the dawn of a new age. The lost power of magic has returned to us. We are the chosen ones. The time has come for us to claim our rightful dominion over the world. Nothing shall stand in our way. Long live Emperor Gestahl! Yeah, I know. I watch Shogun-Rei a lot too. I don't 100% every game, and I don't point out every detail. I just point out the stuff that I'm aware of off the top of my head. I don't do a ton of research on games I play, but I do definitely take, like, copious notes from walkthroughs and such on stuff I don't want to miss. And here's quite possibly one of my favorite characters in gaming. Took you long enough. Busy with all the robbing and plundering, I presume. A treasure hunter and trail-worn traveler, searching the world over for relics of the past. Say hello to Locke. I've heard it pronounced Locke, Locke, a few other interesting pronunciations, but I'm pretty sure it's just meant to be Locke. I prefer the term treasure hunting. Huh, semantic nonsense. There's a huge difference. Anyway, is this something you need me to do? There is indeed. I met the girl. You don't mean... The city guard is pursuing her as we speak. Is that a pun? His name being Locke? Possibly? The city has the strength to stand up to the Empire, but it won't use it. People are just too stubbornly independent to join an underground resistance group like the Returners. I tried to explain the Empire was controlling the girl, but they wouldn't even listen. Alright, so you want me to get out of Nosh? That would be the idea. Make your way to Figaro for the time being. Yoseo! Hello, good to see you. Quite the entrance. But we have trouble. Now we've got her. Wonderful. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm kind of giving him a slightly more subdued version of the Sans voice at the moment. Kupo! Moguls, are you saying you want to help? Kupo! Use us to protect Terra from the guards! Would you like an explanation? I'll go ahead and go through the explanation because it explains certain controls that I might need to know. You'll fight using 3 different groups. Press select to switch between them. Defeat the leader of the guards before his men reach Terra, or the battle's lost. Kupo Kupo! Alright, so the first thing first you might notice, we're just 3 Moogle groups. Yeah, that's not necessarily true. Each group is unique and has different stuff. Also, I'm gonna have Locke lead one of them, just for the sake of differentiating them. But you can't change their equipment. They do all have unique equipment, though. And some of them are gonna have unique abilities. Moglin, Mogret, and Moggy are leading with Locke, the Adventurer Mind. You do get to check their equipment, though. See Mithril Spear, Buckler, Morning Star, and Mithril Claws. So that means Mogret, because they have a Morning Star, you can change them to the back row, because the Morning Star is specifically a weapon that does the same damage no matter what row. Alright, so I'm going to move Locke's party there. Now we're going to check out this group, led by Mog the Moogle, who you can see is much higher level than the rest of them. There's a reason for that. Then there's Molulu, and Moggin, and Mogwell. I'm going to check their equipment. So Molulu and Mogwell can be moved to the back row, because they both have weapons that attack the same from the front and the back row. So I'm going to move them into place. And then we have our third group, Mugsy, Mogwin, Mugmug, and Cosmog. We'll take a look at their stats. That's odd. Chocobo Brush, Mithril Spear, Mithril Sword, Boomerang on Cosmog. That's strange. Let me check something. Because something is different, and I'm not sure if it's this version or what. Oopsies, wrong. I keep pressing the wrong buttons because I'm used to my menu being on my triangle button. Abilities. There we go. Dance. But you don't know any dances. That's weird. Mog is the only Moogle with any abilities, and it has the dance command, but for some reason it doesn't seem to know any dances, which is weird. Could have sworn you were supposed to. Anyway, what I usually do is I simply spread my team out to cover every single entrance, and whatever comes their way, and they attack. Snowstorm! And basically all you can do with every team is just attack, 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 and hope you kill things. So the experience isn't going to matter because, spoilers, we're not keeping all these Moogles. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is not how our party's going to look for this game. Yeah, he doesn't have the dance command. He doesn't have any dances learned. That's super weird. I think he should learn them. You should learn at least one before you get to the boss in here. This does show the sheer variety of weapons. There we go, new dance learned. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and check out that dance. Twilight's Requiem calls upon the power of darkness to attack enemies. There are various strategies for how to handle this. Only use the Moogle groups and leave Locke's group for the boss, etc, etc. As soon as you fight the boss, it ends this, but we want to get as much gil and items that we can get from these fights. So I wouldn't worry. There's also the use only Locke's group strategy, just so you funnel all the experience into him. That's kind of unnecessary, but you can do it. Before we do anything else, though, I'm going to steal, or attempt to at least. Couldn't steal. That's fine. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, especially since that thing can snowstorm, which is a pain. Alright, let's go back to Locke. Actually, let's just move everybody forward a bit. Because we have the opportunity to do so. How have things been? They've been good, Yoseo. I was able to do a full playthrough of Undertale, the Genocide route, the True Pacifist route, the Neutral route. So now I get to play that on my own for fun. I've got something planned with the Undertale Binding of Isaac mod. I'm going to do some things with that. But beyond that, now I've just got... I kind of cut back on some of the YouTube content a bit. Maybe more so than I should have, given as many more views as I'm getting because of Undertale. But, yeah. In the non-modded or hacked ROM of this, the Moogle knew a few dances. The only hack this has right now is the music and graphics. That's it. I think he does learn more dances the more you fight in here, but he learns the but that's not a big deal. Alright, so we've taken a lot of damage on this group, because they've AoE'd us a few times. So I'm going to quickly go in, and we're going to use Sort, after all. I'm going to use some potions. And a high potion. It's a lot of resources to use, but we don't have a healer. So, and that's all the enemies dead. So now we're going to move down, say hello to the boss. Now, what you want to do here is, there is something you want to steal from the guard leader. And the first thing he does is cast Stop on my Stealer. Fun. What a jerk. So my options are, holy shit, wait forever for that stop to wear off, or actually fight him. So the thing I wanted to steal was a mithril knife, something that Terra already has. You don't have it, it ain't the end of the world. And this guy can hurt you a lot if you let him. So I'm just gonna have to go ahead and fight him. I just got bad RNG and he just stopped Locke immediately, so... there we go. If he survives, I get to steal. Couldn't steal. I'm gonna keep trying, though. I'm gonna have to heal, though. I mean, goodness. I only have a limited amount of high potions, so I do have to be careful. Notice, though, Locke's pretty quick. Couldn't steal. Stop charging! Got it! Okay, we're clear. Got it. And we got a high potion back. Makes up for the 2 I used. No, wait. Oh, you're slowly getting parts for a good desktop. It can take a while to get some really good parts, especially if you're waiting for good sales and stuff. Watching for the mobile app? Huh. I've never watched Twitch from the mobile app, ever. Thanks, Moogles. Thanks, Moogles. We're in your debt. Just look at him dash around. This switch, Ada. A secret passage. You back with us now? You save me? Savior, thanks for the Moogles. I can't remember a thing. It's like my mind's trapped in a fog. You lost your memory. A man said it would come back eventually. So you've got amnesia. Don't worry, I won't leave your side until your memory returns. I'm not gonna go up and abandon someone just because they lost their memory. I'll keep you safe. I promise. Alright, so the first thing you might think you want to do is leave. That ain't what you want to do. You want to go talk to this guy. This is a school for beginning adventure. Despite all the recent advances in technology, the outside world remains full of monsters we know little about. Here we provide travelers and brave enough to face its many dangers. Provide advice, sorry. I accidentally a word. This is water from a recovery spring. It will restore your HP and MP. Such springs are located all throughout the world, so always be on the lookout. Alright, so, now that we have Terra back in our party, I want to look at Locke's stats real fast to compare them to hers. He has more strength, way more speed, more stamina, less magic, but hey, he doesn't have magic, no big deal, right? But their attack's about the same. He has actually less defense and way less magic defense. So, Locke's a bit of a glass cannon in comparison. He's going to be more equipment reliant. So why don't we go ahead and give him some more attack with that mithril knife. And we have nothing else to equip. Thankfully, she already had a mithril knife, and that defense might all be from the buckler. about half or so of the parts already. Case, CPU, MOBO, graphics card, power supply, and RAM. Already ordered, just playing the waiting game right now. Yeah. I really need to basically do a fresh computer at this point. Every single time, my computer has so many little problems that get to me. This is a save point. At save points, you use tents or sleeping bags and also save the game. If the party should happen to be defeated in battle, you'll automatically restart from the last point you saved. Any gil or items you obtained will have to be found again, but your level and experience point total will not change. You can also save the game anywhere in the overworld map. Valuables are sometimes hidden in pots such as these. Anitha! Have you heard about relics? Relics can grant a variety of abilities. For example, sprint shoes double your walking speed. A gauntlet lets you hold a weapon in both hands to increase damage. A knight's code makes you shield others in combat. Dragoon boots allow you to perform jump attacks. A person can equip up to 2 relics at the same time. Potions may taste funny, but they also heal injury. If you are hurt, drink some or restore some HP. Taking it in will completely heal your entire party. Be careful, sometimes monsters lurk inside treasure chests. Monster in a box! Silver Lobo! Stole a potion! And then burned it to death. He wasn't lying. Let me teach you how to ride a chocobo. Press the A button, or up, to go forward. With steer by pressing left or right, press the B button to dismount. Careful, the bird will return to its pen as soon as you leave the saddle. Alright, let's go ahead and save up after that harrowing fight. As usual, I'm going to save over multiple files just to, make sure something doesn't go horribly, horribly wrong. Excuse me, friendly NPC, you're in the way. We'll grab this just to heal up. This is cool for beginning an adventure. Despite all of our recent adventures, yada yada yada. He says the same thing as the guy out front. Is set battle mode to wait in the config menu. You can take all the time you want to select spells or items in battle without having to worry about being attacked. Here's just basic a bunch of other battle tactics and stuff. It's all stuff I already know and stuff I'll probably explain over the course of the game. So we're not going to worry too much about it. So I'll go ahead and just look for more items and stuff because I think there might be an item or two still. Potion. Alright, and we'll leave everything else alone. Alright, so, though the music did not change, here is our world map. It is a slightly different view, somewhat isometric and more so in comparison to some other Final Fantasies. They had some new technology they wanted to play with. And yeah, other than that, random encounters otherwise is same as every other world map. And our first enemy is the Leaf Bunny, which gets one shot. Catchphrase when using fire based off its severity, and it's all quotes from Machinima. Alright. A forest has slightly different enemies than if you're on the regular plains, and I think a higher encounter rate, but I could be wrong. Isn't weight glitched to the point where the whole turn thingy still increase? If you're talking about if it's the SNES version you're talking about, most of the glitches in the SNES version are fixed in this version, which is another reason why I wanted to play it. I didn't want to take advantage of glitches or be ruined by them either. So at this point, we don't have a ton of direction. So all we can do is explore the world map until we run into something interesting. Do-do, 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 do-do. Now, I want you to remember that I did use fire a little while back while Locke was in the party. That's going to be important for later. Terra learned Poisona! so she can now cure poison. Ah, but if you might have noticed on our world map, that's right there. See? It's a world map. There's a little white dot that we were sort of going towards. There's one near Narshe. This is the only white dot that's really close enough for us to do anything with. Say hello to Figaro Castle. Halt! Oh, it's you. Proceed. I should have approached him right in front. My bad. I meant to talk to him, and then I realized, oh yeah, he moves. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go straight up the middle here. We'll talk to these guys. Go and speak to the king, because they tell us immediately to go to speak to the king. So there's not much exploring we can do right now. I love this music. Every single piece of music in this game is gonna hit some huge nostalgia moment for me. So I just need to take a moment to, breathe it in. That this is the king of Figaro Castle. You mean this one woman is... Who are you? Oh, my apologies. How rude of me to turn my back on a lady on our very first meeting. The young king of Figaro Castle, imperial ally and champion of the technological revolution. Say hello to King Edgar. I am Edgar, the king of Figaro. Heh, surprised that someone like me knows a king. Well, I'll catch you two later. So you're an Imperial soldier, right? Don't worry, Figaro and the Empire are allies. Feel free to rest here for as long as you'd like. It's not in my blood to harm a lady. Why are you being so kind to me? Is it because of my abilities? I'll give you 3 reasons. First of all, your beauty has captivated me. Second, I'm dying to know if I'm your type. I guess your abilities would rank a distant third. What's the matter? Guess my technique's getting a bit rusty. The what's the matter line is translated differently in the SNES version. It's supposed to be what's the matter with you kind of thing. I suppose a normal girl would have felt something from those words, but not me. Alright, so now we want to explore the entire castle, just like he suggests. Feel free to wander the entire castle. So let's do so. Ah, Edgar, another of my favorite characters of all time. He is so absolutely monstrously clever, and I love him to death. Here we can see the top of the castle, which, for some reason, has propellers. I don't know what to tell you. But we're going to go ahead and search all around. That includes the shop here. Now you can see the characters that we have available to us right now. It gives us an arrow for the ones that are available in our party at the moment. That's going to, and there's going to be an extra feature when we go check out the weapon and armor shop. We find a gold needle next to him. Once again, a lot of the chests in here would change later in the game, but I've looked up what they changed to and I'm not terribly impressed. So we're just going to grab everything so we have resources now. And here we see an odd icon, an item that nobody can wield. So, but these are actually called tools. A character is going to be able to use these in battle. The auto crossbow is, however, one that's baseline to the character. We're going to get it anyway, so don't buy it. In fact, you can already see we have one stocked. The noise blaster, however, we don't. Confuse all enemies with a blast of sound. Use with the tools command. Just like the Magitech armor, actually. And the Bio Blaster, again, just like the Magitech armor, deals poison damage and sap status to all enemies. Use with the tools command. We're definitely going to want each of these. Now, the good thing about tools is once you buy one, you're good. you can use it forever, as long as you have the tools command. So we do not need to buy anything else. When you have one tool, you're good. You will want to get all the tools, though. There are many of them in the game that we're going to want to find. Hey, excuse me. You wouldn't know by looking at it, but this castle is loaded with advanced technology. For example... Whoops! It's all top secret. Figaro has an alliance with the Empire. We can rest here for free. Which we will do so real fast. Ding! Our king showers his attention on women. Young, old, pretty, or plain, no one is safe. At least he's an equal opportunity womanizer. Not too long ago, the king tried to hit on the high priestess. How did she ever let him have it? I'm sure he's made a pass or two at you already, hasn't he? Tara's just like, okay, maybe? I'm bad at social situations, I'm sorry. Alright, so you come down here and you notice you're actually outside the castle, but you can still explore. This is Figaro, the desert castle. If you stay close enough to the edges, you can even enter this side tower. His Highness said he'd marry me when I get old enough. Edgar had a twin brother, you know? He was such a nice boy, always thinking of his family. Edgar, what's wrong with Dad? Why is everyone talking about a successor? Aren't you blind? Haven't you seen how thin his face has become? What do you mean? Edgar! Are you crying? Edgar's twin brother who traded the throne for his own freedom. Say hello to Sabin. Ah, yes, Sabin. I'm sure he's a fine young man by now. He was just a boy when he left, even smaller than his brother. I often wonder where he is now, and what he's doing. The Castalian Empire has already overthrown all three of the other nations in the southern continent, so it's a matter of time before they make their way up here. Alright, so we still have another area we want to go to, and I accidentally left, which you can totally do. You have the freedom to explore whatever is available right now. I don't think, yeah. I just wanted to confirm that you can't simply go down a space and then go all the way up. Oh, it's you, proceed. You do actually have to exit this way. Actually, I'm sorry, not this way, but another way. To get to the other tower. These good-for-nothing brigands have been locked up for thievery, and worse. You'd better keep your safe distance. I believe you can talk to some of them. Something smells terrible in here. Oh, I think it's me. I'm Lone Wolf, the pickpocket. Relax, my boys are just blowing off some steam. I'm sure King Edgar will let us out of here in no time. We're small potatoes compared to the real threat lurking out there. King Edgar knows that. I think there's something down here, too. Ah, yes. The Figaro Castle engine room is downstairs. The engines are currently undergoing maintenance, so we can be ready to move at a moment's notice if the need arises. I'm sorry, I can't let you down there. It's too dangerous. Why would a castle have an engine room? How silly. That Edgar fellow, who knows? No spoilers. I, of course, know everything that's going to happen in this game, but folks watching may not. The ancients once wielded a force known as magic. Those who mastered the art were called magi. Scholars all over the world are studying magic, but you can only learn so much about something without seeing it. Alright, so if you leave here, we can go to the other tower. Just remember not to stray too far from the castle itself, otherwise you'll be kicked out again. The advanced weapons and other items we manufacture here are shipped to South Figaro. That's pretty much the entire castle. I wanted to show you guys everything before we moved on, especially since we have basically dash shoes right now. So, I'm actually going to take a slightly early break because things are about to happen. So, get up, stretch, whatever you need to do, be able to keep watching comfortably. And I will be right back.